Hey guys, a little bit more of an informal video here from me, IronObie. Just wanted to come out with a video that I thought would be interesting because me and my friends, we were doing the Grandmaster Nightfall runs last night, and we've done like a bunch of them. But we've been doing them, we were just kind of talking about how at the end of the night we were talking about some exotics that would probably be pretty clutch when it comes to 3.0, Void 3.0, but or just maybe ones that generally we either don't use or don't really have a placement, and they could be really, really good. So I wanted to kind of look at these real quick and do a quick video kind of talking about some of all the class exotics. I'm mainly a Titan player, and I dabble in Warlock. I don't really play Hunter, but based on hearsay and things around, and my two friends being Hunter players and how they play, I want to just kind of I'll talk about some of the Hunter exotics. Surprisingly, Titans don't actually have that much, but we'll get into that. So let's go ahead and head into the exotics right now. And here we have the armor. Okay, so Titan. So for Void 3.0, when it comes to just good exotics that'll probably be interesting or fun when it comes to Void 3.0, there's only really one I can think about, and we'll see how that pans out because I don't know how it's out initially functions. But we'll start with that one. Citin's Rance parts, I actually think will be really, really good. You and your allies can shoot your towering barricade, which has reduced health and duration. That stinks, but with Void 3.0, when a Titan puts down a shield now, in Void 3.0, they gain overshield, and everyone behind them gains overshield. However, I think if you step out of the overshield, you'll lose. As you step out behind the shield, you'll lose your overshield. So I don't know if that'll translate over to Citin's. It would kind of make this, I feel like, from what is a pretty niche exotic to kind of being like maybe an exotic that's worth rerunning again. Like I remember when I first saw this, and it was like, this is going to be great. And it's okay, but it has a very niche use. I've maybe seen it a couple times in Crucible, but generally I don't see it for a lot of PvE activity. But it would be interesting to see if, again, you and your allies can shoot through your towering barricade, which has reduced health and duration. But it would be nice if you could step out and still have the overshield. We'll have to see how that works in practice when Void 3.1 comes out with WitchQueen. But this is actually one of those exotics that I think when you're kind of you've been re-leveled, you hit 1520, you've beat the campaign, you're ready to move on to some end game or mid game activities. This might be something to try out with new Void 3.0 for Titans. I'm telling you, it might be stealth. I think this could be pretty good. Moving on, of course, you always have Doomfang Pauldrons, just a general Void, just a Void armor piece. Actually, when I was looking over this, there aren't too many Void-specific Titan armaments, which I guess can be a good and bad thing. Good. Void melee kills give super energy, while Sentinel Shield is active. Melee kills recharge shield throw, which extends your super. Again, we don't know how 3.0 works with some of the... How do you swap? I guess you just swap out the super kind of willy-nilly based on stasis and stuff. Even though stasis doesn't have any super swaps. Maybe stasis will in the future. This, again, it's just a nice general Void melee kills give super energy. So, and when you have your shield up, if you're not popping a bubble, it's better. Like, I don't know. Like, there again, the Titan is maybe the one I play the most, but it's also the one that I found kind of had the least interesting exotics when it came to kind of Void specific stuff. So again, this is a good exotic. It's always been good Void 3.0 Void exotic, but how it will work in 3.0, it's probably still going to be good. Like, not really sure. So that's one of the things. Obviously, Helm of Saint 14. It's going to be a no-brainer. That's obviously a pick if you're running Bubble. Ward of Dawn's blinded, and it was a great exotic in D1. It was a great exotic in T2, and it continues to be a great exotic going into WitchQueen. So enemies pass through Ward of Dawn and blinded. Allies pass through gaining overshield, guarding with Sentinel blinds nearby enemies. I mean, honestly, it's really probably the de facto Void exotic to run. Like, there's not many other ones that are really, really crazy. So Helm of Saint 14, easy pick. No backup plans. Full melee energy, shotgun final blows activate your defensive strike. I believe that's something that's still going to be on Void 3.0. I don't think that's going away. And consume your melee energy, and the final blows will also give you melee energy. So if you're just shotgun heavy, this goes really well. Again, it's solid Void. Solid Void, it's okay. But the interesting ones I'm looking at are something like Icefall Mantle. Barricade ability with a personal overshield. We don't know how that functions with the new Void 3.0. It might not work at all, which just kind of really means that, unfortunately, Icefall Mantle will just kind of continue to, I think, to be sort of a subpar exotic that no one's really going to use, because I don't see them. Playing Crucible and PvE, I don't see, in Gambit, I don't see this thing, like, ever. It's super rare that I see it, if at all. So we'll see how that works with the new Void 3.0 stacking. Again, Ursula Furiosa, block damage, move while guarding when Sentinel Shield is active, or move faster when guarding. Guarding converts super energy. This will be good. I don't know if we don't know how this sort of the Sentinel Shield active. I believe that you can just swap between the supers. We don't know exactly how bubbles formed. Believably, it won't change really too much. But again, it's another solid, maybe not the best Void 3.0 exotic, but it can work in certain situations, especially when you're getting hit with a lot of damage. Is it as good as Bubble? Maybe not, but in some areas I think you can potentially pop it faster than Bubble because of the super regain, especially if you're getting hit with a lot of damage. So this is another nice 3.0, Void 3.0 exotic to maybe keep an eye on. Stronghold. This is not really a Void 3.0. What I would love if Stronghold's got a buff here where it just says maximize guard stats on equipped swords. Shots blocked immediately after guarding will heal you. It would be nice if it was maximize guard stats on equipped swords and glaives, since we know we're going to basically have another melee weapon coming into the game, and that would be nice to have that. I don't know if it would make these worth running, but maybe if you're using the glaive, it would make it not terrible. But I don't know that Bungie's going to rewrite that. It would be nice, but I don't expect that. But it would be cool. It would bring Strongholds maybe up from garbage to passable garbage. Not as bad. That's it for Titans. Moving on to Hunters. Now, I don't play Hunter, so I don't know all the nitty-gritty. I know that Void 3.0 is losing Heart of the Pack, and I know that was kind of rough for a lot of Hunter players. So like, ooh, I don't like this. However, I look at this and I go like, I don't think that's actually that bad, because I think based on the videos I've seen, the Void 3.0 looks really cool. Like the invisibility and stuff and jumping around, like that looks really, really awesome. When it comes to the Void 3.0, obviously there are some great Hunter exotics for those. You get your Graviton Forfeit, improved invisibility, all the invisibility, all the Void 3.0 is almost going to be maybe not exclusively ability of invisibility, but it looks like that a lot in the videos they've shown. So again, increased duration, invisibility, while you're invisible, charge melee, weapons reload, but recovery's rate increase. This is probably going to, maybe this might come back. This might bring Graviton Forfeit kind of back from being really good at one point to kind of like almost non-existent anymore. But there'll be another exotic farther down that kind of does more invisibility. We'll see how that works. Obviously, your Wormhusk Crown, dodging gives you small health. We think dodging probably gives you invisibility now, depending on how it functions, so that still might be good. Assassin's Cowl, powered melee kills, grant invisibility, restore a portion of health. Again, you're going to be invisible, and being invisible in your Void 3.0 is going to be good. So this might make your invisibility even better. There is some potential there. Let's just say, based off everything I've seen, I think Hunters have a lot more to be excited about when it comes to Void 3.0 than I think Titans do. Warlocks, I think, are an okay for exotics when it comes to Void 3.0. We have Ahamkara Graphs. I thought this gave us 2 charges. Never mind. Dealing melee reloads your current. That's really all they do. I thought they did something else. Man, that's terrible. That's legitimately bad. Maybe they used to do something else in D1. Because I think they were in D1. Let's see what else we got here. We've got Capri Sting. This is kind of actually one that people have been talking about a lot. It doesn't have an ornament, so all the hunters out there are going to have a moving beetle on their arm. Punching someone with full melee energy will instantly cast a smoke bomb. Just punching, not even killing, just punching. Gain true sight while your own smoke bomb acts effect. Your smoke bombs deal increased damage. I thought this used to do, I guess it didn't do anything. I think it did like 4 times back smack damage or whatever. But when it comes to this, again, invisibility is going to play a big role for Hunters when it comes to Void 3.0. So Capri Sting may end up being sort of one of these like really niche, weird exotics that no one uses to kind of being, I don't know, maybe not meta, but more used than it is now. We'll see, because we know smoke bombs and invisibility are going to be a big point of 3.0. So let's hopefully Capris will come back and be interesting and really throw some people off. Again, dodging, again, not anything crazy coming from Dragon Shadow. again, I think on this, like 6 Coyote, gain a second dodge charge. Dodge charging might turn you invisible. Gwynson Vest, we don't know how invisibility works with Spectral Blades. Like, we'll have to wait and see, but again, maybe Gwynson Vest could kind of be interesting. This was basically like one of the most broken PvP exotics for a long time because of how long it let you keep Spectral Blades up. But we'll see. Maybe this will come back and be interesting for hunters. It is visibility based, but we don't know how invisibility will work when you're in your super for hunters. Void 3.0. Obviously, the big contender I think a lot of people are looking for is Omnioculus. You gain a second smoke bomb charge and have damage resistance while invisible, which is going to be important because you're going to be invisible most of the time, probably in Void 3.0. When you make an ally invisible, they gain damage resistance while invisible, and you gain melee energy. I have a current teammate that runs, I think, a complete Omnioculus build, and it's all just about being invisible and, just getting out of things. So I imagine that this is just going to be the top tier contender. I don't know that this will be able to, anything will be able to beat it. So this is kind of, maybe not a niche, maybe it's a niche exotic, but it'll come back and maybe even be non-niche because people will see it and go like, this is actually really, really good for the invisibility of Void 3.0, but we'll have to see. Anyway, I think that's going to be a top tier contender for hunters. Weirdly enough, I think, and it would be fun, I think it would be awesome because I love the way they look, are Bombardiers. Now, this was kind of again, another weird niche exotic that everyone was kind of really excited for, but then kind of came out and no one really uses it. Or people just thought about it in PvP, but dodging leaves behind an explosive that detonates after a short delay, damaging targets around it and creating a secondary effect based on the energy type. So if you're running Void 3.0 and you dodge roll, your grenades that you leave behind suppress targets. I'm not sure what the cooldown is on this, but this will be good for the Lucent Brood. The Lucent Brood and their supers can be shut down by suppression. You can also just run suppression grenades. Everybody does get suppression grenades on the new Void 3.0, but if you need to set, maybe you're out, you throw your first one and then you need to take down another Lucent Brood, you could just, and he goes into a super, you could just dodge roll next to him, drop a bomb from Bombardiers and suppress him. I think this will kind of be, and I was talking to my other 2 hunter teammates yesterday, and I think this will kind of be a really interesting exotic because I love the way they look really unique and interesting and cool. They don't have an ornament, no. But I just like the way they look, and I think the suppressing targets also helps you activate, lets you activate your visibility if the target ends up dying. So I think Bombardiers, man, could come in clutch. It's a really interesting exotic. So I was actually almost, as not even a hunter player, I was excited to see if my teammates could make this work, and I think that's some of the best stuff about looking at some of these things is how do they work, will they work in the new system, this could be exciting, and that's part of what makes Destiny great. And obviously you have Orpheus Rig, Deadfall Energy, tethered by Deadfall Anchors, Mobius Critters have more shots. I don't know, we still don't know enough about 3.0 to kind of figure out how this works. I imagine it doesn't work too much different than it already does, but we'll have to see. But again, another solid Void 3.0 exotic to go after, so that's something that hunters could definitely continue to use. I'm telling you though, man, Bombardiers, I think it's going to be exciting. All right, now for Warlocks, Warlocks are kind of unfortunately really just straightforward when it comes to a lot of Void stuff. You have your Skull of Dire Amhankara. Provides additional damage resistance during Nova Bomb. Nova Bomb's kill, grant super energy. Bread and butter, easy to use. Base exotic, not much to say here. If you're Void, you're probably running this. Or you're not running it, you probably will run it because of Nova Bomb. You could argue maybe Apotheosis fail because immediate generate super activating your super, so you could throw that out if you're running out of Rift. We know Rift is going to have the new Nova buddy, the Nova Soul or whatever they want to call it, the Void Soul, Nova Soul I like better, the Nova Soul. So that might be interesting, but I don't know. Apotheosis fail is just another exotic that kind of has fallen between the wayside, improved blink, I don't think some of these... Now, I've been using a lot of Verity's Brow recently. I've been using a lot of Verity's Brow, and that's been fun, but not specifically Void exotic. Again, unfortunately, there are only really a couple Void exotics for Warlocks. Additional melee charge, we don't know how that'll function in. Obviously, Necrotic Grip is always going to be good, especially with that new exotic submachine gun. I don't remember what it's called, but it is a sort of hive submachine gun, so it kind of works like Thorn a little bit, and it believably leaves poison. Believably, it'll work with this. So this will still be a really good exotic. People like to use this in PvE activities. It's just fun. Not a PvP exotic, obviously. You have your Controverse Hold, Solid, Grenade. We got Warlocks have 2 grenade-based, Void grenade-based things, which is always funny to me. Resist incoming damage while charging your Void Nade with Chaos Accelerant. Feed the Void handheld Supernova. Charge Void grenades or turn amount of random grenade energy on hit. I'm pretty sure it's random. I don't think it's half. You could pair this with the Warlock melee if you're running top tree, I believe, to just get, because when you get a melee kill or you hit somebody with a melee, you siphon off Void energy from them and you gain some of your grenade energy back. So you could potentially charge the grenade, get a kill with it, charge some of the ability, and then just melee to get either all or a bunch of it back. This is a great fun exotic when Nothing Manacles weren't in the game. When I was running Void, this was basically the Void exotic I ran. Not the craziest, not the greatest looking, get this weird, you know, I'm not crazy about them, but they are a solid exotic for Void Warlocks. Now moving on to Nothing Manacles. Like, again, now that they are in the game, I think these have been bugged for a very long time. They've at least been bugged since, since they've been released. I still don't even know if they've been fixed. Hopefully they're fixed when WitchQueen launches. These were my go-to exotics as a Void Warlock in Destiny 1. I loved Nothing Manacles because it kind of basically did the same thing that Controverse Hold did, and you would, if you got kills with the grenades, you got like another grenade from, so you could just grenade, and that got nerfed when it came over. So they got rid of that because they kind of put it on Controverse. But Nothing Manacles just you gain an additional scatter guard, grenade charge, enables tracking. But they already track. I'm pretty sure if you hold the charge and then throw it, I'm pretty sure they gain tracking. I guess in this way you don't have to charge them, but charging them makes them stronger and I think do more damage, so there's no reason not to. But currently these don't function. I think if you throw a grenade, the grenades just hit each other and sort of explode on impact. They don't explode on an enemy. So as far as I remember, and as far as I can tell, it hasn't been fixed yet, so this is still maybe an exotic to look out for if Bungie fixes it, but I wouldn't hold my breath. But it would be fun to have these finally back in the game as a Warlock, because as a secondary Warlock player, I did love these in D1, so hopefully they can make a comeback if they be fixed for WitchQueen. Vesper Radius, I was kind of looking at this. Now, it's an arc shockwave when cast. It's not necessarily an arc, specifically an arc. It has a sweet ornament for it. I love that ornament. That looks so cool. It doesn't specifically have an arc base. It's not an arc exotic by any means. It just releases a shockwave when cast. I wonder if you could actually pair that with stuff, but believably Rift Energy recharges faster when you're surrounded by enemies. We know that you're gonna get you're gonna get that Void 3.0 buddy, that Void Soul. So it might be interesting. This might be getting that Rift up kind of quickly. Might be something that's clutch for Warlock Void 3.0. We'll have to see. I love the way it looks, man. This is just a great looking exotic. I love the holograms on top of it. That just looks great. It's a great looking exotic. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how potent the Void Souls become in WitchQueen, but they looked pretty good, so I'm excited to see how these kind of work out. Again, Sanguine Alchemy, weapon kills standing in any rift, pause the rift's countdown, extending its duration further, kills maintain and extend the length of the pause. Again, another good, is it glitchy again? Ooh. It's another good rift exotic. Warlocks have a lot of these, which is fair. I didn't realize he's clipping so much into the armor. But in any case, this might be really good for just, again, your Void 3.0. We don't know what, if you can, like, because in the video we have a Warlock, he's in the Void, and then he sort of he's in the thing, and he throws like an arc buddy out, and it like causes like a little Nova Warp. I don't know if you can consistently get that, or it's kind of like a one and done. If it's not a one and done, this might be pretty good if you can consistently keep getting it back. Keep the Rift up. Mantle of Battle Harmony, I didn't think this was the craziest. It's like the one exotic I didn't have on my Warlock, and it kind of came clutch recently because it's just been fun. But takedowns of weapons that have the damage type matching your subclass element grant you super energy. While your super energy is full, you instead gain a temporary bonus to weapon damage of the type matching your subclass element. I didn't remember that. That's really good. I would, if you're Void 3.0, I would pair this with Graviton Lance if you're running Warlock. because that would just be fun. I've been doing it on my Warlock now, and I think it's just a lot of fun to play. Warlocks are, if anything, Warlocks are a very just fun class. They're really, really just a great class to play. And the last one, that's not really Void 3.0, but just kind of really my opinion. Boots of the Assembler. I use these a lot on Warlock. I think a lot of people won't give them credit, but again, standing in the Healing Rift creates Noble Seekers that seek out allies that are not in a rift and heal them. Clutch. Standing in an Empowering Rift grants Noble Seekers to grant both you and your allies a damage bonus. Again, another really good thing. Each time a Noble Seeker finds one of your allies, the duration of your rift is briefly extended while you are standing in it. This could potentially be an easy way to keep your Void Souls up. I know you could probably pair this with an Arc Soul and keep the Arc Souls up a ton for you and your team. So it would be interesting to see how the Void 3.0 souls work. We don't really know. We don't know if they're just more shooting or they do like an alternate effect. Like they can shoot, but then you can go like, hey, go out and do this thing, and it does some sort of effect on the field, as we've seen in some of the videos. So that would be cool. These are just like kind of a sort of a throw out from me that I think are actually really, really fun exotics for Warlocks to use, and might be even better in Void 3.0. And the last one, I completely passed over this. Nezarar's Sin. Void damage skills increase ability and energy recharge rate. It's fine. It's a great, solid, just kind of if you're not running any sort of specific Void anything, this is a great exotic to just run. Again, it's sort of self-explanatory. I'm actually surprised that the Warlock's Middle Tree Void, the Nova Warp, didn't really have any sort of... There's no exotic tied to it, which is interesting. Like Titans and Hunters have one that works generally in most middle trees. But it's interesting that Void didn't get one. But again, Nezarar's Sin, solid, kind of easy Void exotic to use. Alright guys, that's the video. I just wanted to kind of do a quick rundown. Hopefully the video is starting to stretch a little bit too long, but hopefully the video doesn't confuse you, but it maybe hopefully gives you some ideas when it comes to what class you're going to be running when it comes to Void 3.0 in WitchQueen. You can look at some of these in this video and kind of make some obviously educated guesses for yourself and some decisions. You probably are running some stuff, but again, I wanted to look over and kind of see some more stuff that maybe a lot of people are not paying attention to or don't get any use in the current meta, and see them actually be popular and interesting, and people go like, I want to use Bombardiers, like they're just good. Sorry, Stardew Scales, I don't know if they can ever fix you, we'll see what happens. But anyway guys, I've been IronObie. This has been my exotic breakdown for Void 3.0 when it comes to WitchQueen, and hopefully when WitchQueen comes out, you pick one of these after you've leveled up and stuff and gotten through the campaign and have a great time with Void 3.0. I know I am. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.